It's hard to find.
All right, what's going on, Facebook?
What's going on? Oh, Schoolsy, we're up early. What's up?
We got the professional news anchors.
Schoolsy, you know that whoever sits there now has to wear a microphone.
Yeah, that's true.
Whoever sits there now has to wear a microphone.
Oh, is that what we're going to do?
Yep.
So how do I go to another one?
Oh, here we go. I think
I'm in
it's
the
this.
wrong. Oh, I'm in the
Oh,
wrong
wait,
view.
no.
But how do I I have to actually select it? Or how do I just go to the next one?
Wait, that's so weird. Here, take this one.
Wait, yours is doing it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna reboot yours.
What am I doing differently?
I don't know. You take this one, I'll do this one. There we go. Yeah, doesn't matter. Sweet. How's Luca?
He's good.
Luca.
He's still got fat cheeks.
He's so cute. We'll see.
All right, well, the hunt for escaped prisoner Arnold Nash continues. Hey, everyone, I'm Keith Carson.
And I'm Lindsay Mills. Authorities say he escaped from different facilities twice before, and today corrections officials talked about how he might have been able to get out this time.
And when we make decisions about moving someone to a pre-release, we evaluate their history within the Department of Corrections. So one of the things we do is we look backwards in time at their disciplinary history, at their violence, at their disregard for rules, and we also look at their programming. When you look at Mr. Nash, over the significant period of time, the many, many years that he did with the Department of Corrections, he only had 2 disciplinary infractions, and they were quite minor. He had showed no signs of violence, no signs of aggression.
And News Center Maine Samantha Sugarman will have more details about this story coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30 and 6 o'clock, including a possible lead to where he may be located.
That might be a good thing.
Yeah.
Something like seeing that Twitter headline.
Right?
An escaped guy still on loose. All right, in the meantime, today, beautiful, summery.
It was gorgeous. This weekend, we were very
You
lucky.
liked it? You
yes.
liked the Sunday?
Yeah.
Look at Caribou today. 87 degrees for a high, 85 in Sanford, 81 in Portland. So a lot of us, obviously way above average for this time of the year. And the humidity on the high-ish side as well. Dew points in the upper 60s and low 70s. Here are the current dews, 69 in Portland, 70 in Waterville. We added yet another day in Portland with a 70 dew point or above. Of course, that's the record that we smashed about a month ago, and now we're just adding more and more days to that tally. And probably don't have any more in the next week or so. We'll see if this is the end of it, but certainly quite a run through the summer. Satellite looks pretty good. We had some cloud cover, some low cloud cover, and some fog this morning. Burnt that off, moved it over the mid-coast. Now we're generally in good shape with just a couple of thunderstorms that have popped up from the instability moving along 95 here coming out of Greenville. One might just sneak into Bangor, but most of them are tending to dissipate as they go downhill, if you will, towards the coastal plain. Things are settling down. Hour by hour forecast showing you the showers and storms end tonight. Relatively mild night for this time of the year. Most of the night spent in the 70s, getting into the 60s. Then what's left of Florence will get into just southern Maine through the day tomorrow. Some really heavy rain down towards Portsmouth and across Massachusetts, but it looks like the heaviest stuff will stay to our south. We'll talk more about rainfall amounts and, of course, have a look at a cool down for later in the week in a few minutes.
All right, sounds good, Keith. Thanks. A missing hiker in Maine has been found. Game wardens located Nancy Mishu of East Millinocket this afternoon. She and her car were found stuck along a remote dirt road near Herd Pond, approximately 40 miles northwest of Baxter State Park. Mishu was somewhat dehydrated but otherwise in good health. According to game wardens, she was going to hike the Mount Katahdin-Joe Mary region on Sunday.
All right, when Mainers are deployed to serve our country, they often leave family behind.
And to help those families during what can be difficult times, there's the Family Readiness Group. One veteran and South Portland police officer is showing his gratitude for the program by going the distance, showing his appreciation is so great it spans the entire state.
Brian's an excellent police officer. He's a very proud soldier, and he's just an all-around good guy. And he's very humble. And to show our admiration for Brian, we are going to, I don't want to say embarrass him, but we're going to give him a pretty big welcome.
For South Portland police officer Brian McCarthy, a big welcome home at Buglight Park from his brothers in blue.
Seeing the guys across the bridge, I actually felt better than day one.
It's a popular place to bike, but very few, if any, arrive from where he started.
I was sure he was getting eaten by a bear every night. I said he'd be a great meal for a bear.
His mother, wife, and colleagues happy to have him home after biking 360 miles from Holton.
I just wanted to do something to give back because they've done a lot for me and my family and my soldiers.
The Army veteran wanted to raise money for the Family Readiness Group, which is associated with the Waterville branch of the Maine Army National Guard, the 488th.
It's a great group of folks. They support our soldiers during times of war, times of peace. Their primary mission is to keep family members apprised of what's going on with their deployed soldiers.
So with a helmet, some camping supplies, and reflectors, complete with chicken and waffle socks, just because, he grabbed his 20-year-old bike and hit the road for the Guardian Ride. And after a successful GoFundMe effort and nearly a week-long journey, he's home, having raised more than $1,500.
I'm really thankful to the people that helped me out along the way, people that opened up their homes, fed me, kept me supplied and kept my bike going. Really thankful for all my friends and the great folks across the state.
When Brian was deployed 3 years ago, I was part of the receiving end of the FRG, so it's a big deal. So, thank you.
It's not the first time Krista McCarthy has had to wait for her husband to come home.
I'm not gonna lie, I was worried about a trip like this and on Route 1, busy with a bike and a trailer.
Not knowing how long he'd be gone.
It's great to have him back, safe and sound.
But after this homecoming, she's leaving the laundry up to him.
And we'll have the windows down on the way home.
I'm not getting on that bike again for a while.
And so for the record, this is how Officer McCarthy used his week-long vacation. All right, take a look at this. You got to see this. An update on a couple of Mainers who headed south to the Carolinas to help pets displaced by what was once Hurricane Florence.
Yeah, I can see Brent Scott and Sam Woodman here. Going into homes that have been evacuated, they're looking for pets left behind, like this guy here, who's happy to see him. Sam York, who also traveled south to help one of our sister stations with hurricane coverage, she's on her way back, and she'll have more on Scott's efforts to save animals displaced by that storm later this week. All right, so a picture of Anderson Cooper standing in knee-to-waist deep water has been popping up on social media as an example of members of the press staging or faking news while covering Florence.
And you've heard a great deal about this,
yes.
I'm sure. Okay, but did Anderson Cooper exaggerate his live shot during Hurricane Florence as these tweets suggest? Let's verify.
If I took about 2 more steps behind me, I would basically sink up to my neck in water, and though that might make something fun to watch on YouTube, I don't really want to star on YouTube in that way.
All right, so there we go.
We had a lot of that over the weekend. We had my old buddies at the Weather Channel get into the same hot water, and that one I'm willing to say was a little milked. But you know, the bottom line is these guys are on TV for like 13 hours a day, And sometimes I think they get a little bored. You
Sure.
know?
You think that's what it comes down to?
I mean, I was the opposite. I was trying to downplay my shot, so they would say, it's not a big deal, Keith can go home, back to his hotel and sleep. Yeah. So I was like the opposite. I'm like, it's not even raining here, so I don't know why anyone's here. But, you know.
Downplaying it, just over it. The funny thing is about the one where he's leaning into the wind and then the guys casually walk behind him.
Right.
A few moments later, he throws up a shingle from a roof, and actually the wind takes that and carries it out.
Yeah,
so
maybe those guys were just jacked. And
maybe they were really strong. All right, we also had some good That's So Maine posts from over the weekend because it was so beautiful out there. So let's take a look at those.
All right, all these shots feature some of the great scenery that make our state pretty awesome, and even fog, you know, is nice. We had, what is this sunrise, sunset? Sunset.
Somewhere in between. It's beautiful. It looks like it could be a painting. And then we have a fisherman, a fishing boat out doing some hard work. I don't know if that's, if we know exactly where these were taken in Maine, but we love them, and we love that you guys are using the hashtag. Please keep using it because we love seeing your pictures.
Cool stuff. All right, Coke is thinking about a new type of drink. You might be surprised what that's going to be about.
And a dramatic tale of rescuing a cat in a tree. Stay tuned. How's everybody doing?
Somebody should be on there, huh? I'll grab my phone.
I see, so, a lot of you guys are chiming in today. Donna's watching from Jay, Cindy's watching from Bridgeton, Tiffany's in Bangor.
It's oversized now.
Ooh, we have Jessica watching from Jackman. Hey, Joe. And, ooh, Kimberly's watching from East Millinocket. And Kelly, yeah, he did escape already once, the inmate who they are looking for. Twice he escaped twice. Oh, Jay has a question for you, Keith. Did you ever take part in those fake weather forecasts when you were working for the Weather Channel? You kind of already alluded to that a little bit about getting bored.
I tweeted something a couple of days ago about that the 3 years I was there, nobody ever told me to play up any conditions or anything. So whatever you do is on your own time. But you know, the problem with the bummer is with someone like Mike, who was the reporter there, has probably literally done more live weather coverage than anyone in the country ever. Like more than Jim Cantori, more than he's our workhorse. He's out for every storm, and so you know, most of the time I think he's pretty clear with it. But there's no doubt there was a little dramatic hitch to that particular one.
Sure.
But,
Fred's talking about the inmate who escaped. He says the state should have never placed a murderer and a two-time escapee at the Charleston Correctional Facility. He may have gone to the west area beyond the correctional center where the orchard is. That's what the prisoners maintain. Angel's loving the weather.
It did seem like so this guy got out before.
Yeah, twice before.
What is he, like El Chapo?
I know. I kept calling him El Chapo. Is it Chapo? Chapo?
El Chapo. Yeah, the guy who gets out. That guy, didn't he ride out on a motorcycle? Which, like, okay, I mean.
Yeah, that's going to be a movie.
The guy was obviously the worst for everything he did down there, but that's like pretty. If you're going to escape coming out on a motorcycle, pretty good.
Geneva says, wow. I don't know what the wow is for. Pam, no, they didn't catch him yet. And she says, we just left up there. And
all right.
Yeah.
I still like snuffly. It's weird.
I know. You're getting over that cold, huh?
Yeah. I feel fine.
All right, I'm pretty pumped for this change. There's something new for Spotify listeners that could make a big difference for you. Spotify is increasing its number of offline downloads to 10,000 tracks per device for up to 5 devices.
That's nearly triple its previous download limit. Until now, users have been restricted to downloading just 3,333. Is that really what it is?
Yeah.
On 3 devices.
Lots of threes.
Which is important. This is important when you fly or you're in no service zones downloading them. Otherwise, you just stream them. No big deal.
Completely agree. Or if you're running a long race or something.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Coca-Cola says it's monitoring the still emerging area of cannabis-infused drinks. Those drinks have CBD, the non-psychoactive ingredient in marijuana that might help treat pain but doesn't get you high.
Bloomberg says Coca-Cola is in talks with Canadian marijuana producer Aurora Cannabis Incorporated to develop such beverages, but there's no assurance the deal will actually get done. It's kind of interesting, though.
Yeah.
Then would it be like a painkiller or a drink?
Right. I don't know. It's like the hemp-infused lotions and sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. Okay, well, a lot of crazy things happened in the NFL yesterday. The Vikings and Packers tied and had the first ever 29-29 score. A player from the Bills retired during halftime, and the Patriots lost.
I like how that's just
That's
as
a lot
weird.
in
Oh,
one
the Patriots
sentence.
lost.
Yeah,
How could that be? New England, though, appears to be close to making a deal to help their offense. Patriots trading a 5th-round pick to acquire wide receiver Josh Gordon from the Cleveland Browns.
A true talent. Yeah, true talent when he's on the field. Gordon has been suspended by the league several times for violating the league's substance abuse policy. A lot of Patriots fans weighing in and seem happy that the receiver has a new home. Anytime we can use a gift from The Shining.
Yeah.
I think that was from The Shining.
The face was. Yeah.
Not the Kermit.
Not the Kermit. Kermit not in The Shining.
No, okay. Well, a cat story you're not going to want to miss. That's coming up next. And Keith, you'll go to the wall and do your weather thing.
These are all the other things I do. Other stuff. Oh, was it The Departed?
Oh,
it was Jack
The
Nicholson,
Departed.
right? But yeah.
I saw Jack Nicholson and I just thought, you know.
Retraction.
Yeah, it was, what was it, The Departed? Which is now on Netflix. Let's see. Oh, Doug says you don't retire at halftime, you quit. Interesting.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
Jess, what do you think?
Can I move this or this way? I have it like hidden the disc, just the lighting is something better.
Such a diva.
Digital diva.
Such a diva.
Darla is glad the missing woman was found safe.
Oops, sorry.
But yeah. Let's see. Paul says former child star. Funny. Joe says child star. LOL.
Well, yeah, it's a long time ago, guys.
Oh, Christian's a Packers fan. Are you a shareholder, Christian?
At least Aaron Rodgers isn't actually hurt. That's not good for the league when that stuff happens.
John likes the fact that you paint by numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
I do too when I do my makeup, actually. We had a consultant come and they like gave me a little graphic with like, okay, number 2 blush goes here, and then like there's like a little diagram. I still have it in my desk.
It's a tutorial.
It is. Yeah, and I literally colored my number, but for my face.
They had professional makeup artists at the Weather Channel when they had a
like?
book. I don't know, they made me look better, but they had a lookbook in case they had fill-ins, and so they would have this tutorial, but they would say like mean things about you in the meantime. Like it'd be like, Keith has big bags under eyes. Use concealer number whatever. Like it would say stuff like, or like
About
Stephanie
your
has
flaws?
lazy left eye. Do this to fix it. Yeah.
No
we were reading through
kidding.
the lookbook and we're like, oh man.
I used to have a lazy eye.
You did?
And they get kicked by a mule and it's all good.
No.
I mean,
It happened for free, naturally.
uh,
Yeah. I had a patch though growing up and I wore glasses.
Oh, patch, yeah. My brother had that too.
sexy.
I loved picking out the sticker that got to go on his patch every day.
Oh my god, yeah, like a little decoration. And, like,
That was my favorite
Did we-
part.
colors.
I also had an eye patch at one point.
Did you
really?
I got a metal coat hanger stuck in my eye. Visualize
What?
that,
So way to bury
everybody.
that lead.
Visualize
Wow.
that.
We'll talk
Wait,
about
this
that
is the
later.
type of stuff you tell us on Facebook Live? What? Keith.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
It happened.
What in the
my
Jesus?
freshman year in high school.
Did that hurt?
Yeah, it hurt.
Yeah, it hurt.
Oh my goodness. All right, some great animal snap maps from today. Look at these piggies.
Yeah, some pigs chowing down on food. Don't do this to me because I still eat pork and bacon. Don't do this to
I
me.
know. And then I think, what are these? Some birds in the yard. I've seen turkeys everywhere recently, everywhere I'm driving. And then good morning to, yeah, this looks like a flock of turkeys, doesn't it? No?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Sure.
But yeah, they're out
I'm
and about.
I'm a farm boy, so ask
Yeah.
me. I will definitely know the answer to your wildlife questions.
These piggies are going to market, though. Very sweet.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, a man in Brewer got a little more than he bargained for when rescuing his granddaughter's cat.
Yeah, here's Michael Greenwood talking about his adventurous 40-foot climb.
My kitten snuck out of the house. She was being chased by my granddaughter. Wound up getting curious and climbing a tree where it got scared and sat down, and it made me pull out my ladder, climb the tree to get the cat where I got stuck.
So you said your foot got stuck?
Yeah, it was wedged between a branch and the trunk of the tree.
How long until you called the ambulance?
Probably about 15 minutes.
And then, so you were up there for a total of like 20 minutes?
Something like that.
What was it like when they came? Did they get the cat first?
Yeah, I kind of had to, because the cat kept walking across under my nose and into my face and everything. And then I was able to reposition myself and somewhat be able to see what I was doing in order to get out of the tree. That was probably the biggest and most foolish thing I think I've done in a long time.
So no more climbing out after cats?
No more climbing, period.
So is the cat, I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
One is the cat down now? Two, I guess he brought his cell phone up there.
Yeah.
Right?
He had to have if he got that video, right? I know Clay, when he used to work for the Holden, Maine Fire Department, that was a call that they would not respond to because it happens so often, and it just ties up resources and that sort of thing.
They'll come back when they want. My neighbor lost his cat and literally had to set a trap to get it back.
But you were very concerned about that, actually.
No, that's the first time he lost his cat. He lost it again. Then we set a trap.
And you were concerned. Very good.
Never thought of Keith as a cat person, but anyway, most of us with smartphones have been startled by emergency alerts or Amber Alerts, blaring across our phones at least once. They really get your attention, which is obviously the point, especially in dangerous or dire situations. Add another alert to the list, presidential alerts courtesy of Fema. It's exactly what it sounds like, a message directly from the president straight to your phone. Now, they'll be used to warn us of national emergencies like dangerous weather, but unlike Amber Alerts or National Weather Service notifications, which are considered imminent threats, the Communications Act of 1934 does not allow you to opt out of presidential messages. Now, the test was originally scheduled for this Thursday beginning at 2:18 p.m. Eastern, but FEMA has their hands tied with Hurricane Florence, so it's been pushed back to Wednesday, October 3rd. Same time though, 2:18. Now, it will be followed by a test of the emergency alert systems, which we already see once a month on TV and radio. So October 3rd, make a mental note, you guys.
I've never heard of that before.
I know. I'm kind of curious to know what it's going to look like when it comes across my phone. And I did ask Katie, obviously earlier, if you could opt out. And the answer is no.
Is it going to be 3 in the morning, or is it going to be like a normal time?
Oh, very good point.
To my social stop, 2:18 p.m.
Fine.
2:18 p.m.
She has a fancy intro. All right, let's take a look at the weather.
I know.
Do the original. I've been trying to get an intro like that for Brain Drops, but they're like, nope, nobody likes the segment, so we're just gonna do a still picture. That's it. All right, we had some fog this morning over southern Maine. We cleared it out and moved it. Look at it, just slide across the mid-coast into down east Maine. Eventually got nice, sunny, and warm pretty much everywhere. A couple of showers and thunderstorms out there. Not much lightning left with these as they roll across 95, but just a few showers left over. Most of us remain dry. Look at these temperatures, though. Still 80 in Portland right now, 85 in Caribou. They get to 87, 80 in Frenchville. This wouldn't be bad for July, but, for mid-September, this is extremely warm stuff, of course. And the dew points have been very high as well. Dew points in the upper 60s, low 70s. Added yet another day of 70-plus dew points to our Portland tally, and we've just smashed the previous record and just been adding on ever since. There will be a change in that air mass, but it will be slow at first. Overnight tonight is still mild, still humid. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Now tomorrow, what's left of Florence makes its approach to Maine, but most of the heavy stuff stays to our south. So if you're in the mid-coast, or certainly if you're, say, Waterville on northward, probably not going to see much in the way of rain, just a few showers. The heavy stuff will be over York and Cumberland County, and then we kind of stay cloudy on Wednesday with a few isolated showers, but much cooler now. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s at that point. So a cold front is going to push what's left of Florence just off to our south and southeast, and so Massachusetts and southern New England in general will get hit with the heaviest rain. You can see that gradient where it's got almost 2 inches in Sanford, only 0.4 in Portland, and then almost nothing to the north of that. So I think that's how this ultimately ends up playing out. So not a great looking day tomorrow, but only heavy rain over far southern Maine. The Wednesday is decent. Thursday looks like a partly cloudy day, and then a few showers on Friday. The weekend at this point looks good. It should be in the mid-60s and fall-y and sunny both days. So
during your forecast, our team was having a little bit of fun with your whiteboard.
They make some adjustments.
They made some adjustments to your whiteboard resume.
All right, we have a happily married couple who's going to give us the news at 5:30.
Hey guys,
hey guys.
I have a new co-anchor at 5:30 today.
Awesome.
We got
all week long.
All week long. We got a lot of news coming up for you, though. President Trump's Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh has been accused of sexual assault, and the woman who's come forward says she is willing to testify before Congress.
Also, Florence now a tropical depression, so we're going to have the very latest on the flooding down in North Carolina. And since I'm going to be joining you guys, in the evenings this week, I took a little fashion advice from Keith. So before we go back to the
That's mine.
To the set. All right. Is this about right, Keith?
That's about right.
Is that about right? Chicken stubs too, by the way. So
looking good. It's a great color.
It's a little
you got
big,
great style.
With the time. It's kind of impressive.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we'll be right back with any time we have left after this.
That was awesome.
Don't touch my coat, Lee.
I was actually panicked it was going to rip when you were like, I know. Cindy, is that the one you just got? Yeah.
All right.
I love it. Oh. Keith, that was great. Just have to say thank you to Rachel and Marie. You guys are so sweet.
Okay.
Look out. We got a whole week of it.
I know. What a disaster.
That's so cool. We have people watching from all over the state tonight. That's so awesome. Oh my God, Keith,
I like when
that
you
was
ask
good.
me for animal identification.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll give you some calls of the wild
Is that
to
a
do
turkey?
too.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, Keith, what's the pig say?
I don't know.
Oink,
You can't
oink.
see them. I think they're turkeys. I'm sorry, Isaac. Admittedly, I did not hear what you said about.
I think we're going to do snap maps first
Okay,
again.
because we have a little time. We have time after that? That's shocking.
Yeah.
How
Oh
much-
yeah, because look, it's 5:25. Usually, right now it's 5:27 when we're standing here. And you guys know me; I'm not so good at the
Okay.
math. So, oh, that was good.
Yeah, my brain drops isn't that long. So.
For the record, I really don't think your suit jackets and vests look that small.
No, I think it's just a main thing.
You think it's a man thing?
No, main thing.
A main thing.
I didn't get much negative feedback about it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Although we would get messages from the Midwest sometimes about it, but the rest of
Yes.
the country was fine.
In the Midwest, people did not like, men included, when I would wear sleeveless dresses, and if it was like fall or winter or spring. Sleeveless
So like,
was only
what about
summer.
today? It's not fall yet.
Right. Today would have been actually interesting.
It was-
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm just saying if it cuts.
Probably would have had to wear a sweater today.
Mm.
But it's just interesting. And like, they weren't upset by it. They just thought that, you know, they were
different
actually
style.
concerned that I was cold or something. Yeah.
Practical dressers, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Stand by, guys.
Are we on the handheld? Yeah. Okay. You want to start snap maps?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. If you were on Snapchat today, we were taking a peek at some of your snaps on our favorite things, snap maps today. A lot of you, and over the weekend too, seeing a lot of animals and that sort of thing. We
A lot
saw
of
some
naturey
piggies.
Snapchats for the most part. You know, admittedly I have it, but I haven't been on there as much lately. So there we
I know.
go.
Here we
It was,
go.
the pigs. Why are you doing this to my pigs? Because again, I'm hanging on.
Yeah.
I'm just hanging on to the eating of pigs.
I know. Have you seen that new show that's about magicians, Magic for Humans?
No.
He has a whole bit about pigs. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, just really cute. And then the turkeys. I'm glad that this came up on Snap Maps because I've been seeing them everywhere too.
Yeah, and that and squirrels, which of course we did a story on. But somebody wrote me a note about how the squirrels were swimming across their lake and they wanted to know if squirrels can swim. And I was thinking, I've never seen one swim either.
No.
Maybe they didn't last that long and they just didn't follow the story long enough.
Wow.
I'm not sure.
Well,
do we have any others? We have any other snaps?
I think that's about. We got one more.
The good morning
This
with the
kind of looks
coffee.
like you.
You think so?
Maybe
it's
a
like
little
creepy me. Okay, today's brain drops. If we can go to Rubik's cubes are like a thing that you're either into or you're not into.
I've never been able to solve.
I'm not good at them either.
Okay.
This MIT machine. Okay, ready for this? 0.38 seconds it will solve this cube. Hit it. It's going to do it in slow motion after because you're not going to see it.
Whoa.
Oh, done. Okay, so not only does it move it in 0.38 seconds, it also analyzes what needs to happen in that amount of time. So it's scanning it, calculating the moves necessary, making the moves, and this is obviously at an extremely slow speed. Interestingly, the record for a human is just under 5 seconds.
Really?
And up until not too long ago, machines couldn't quite beat that, but now...
How does it know?
I would imagine it just has something to do with it's reading it as a color variance and it knows it wants to put this color here. But I mean, it's incredible. I know somehow that Lee would be like weirded out by this.
Yeah,
like,
he would
oh,
be.
he's gonna drive my car later, and I don't know. But
it's interesting. Stay tuned because later this week I'm actually teaming up with some UNH students who are doing a research project.
Yeah.
They're working with autonomous vehicles and they're actually syncing them to infrastructure in the city of Durham in New Hampshire. So when the light goes red, the car will know to stop.
Right, which is kind of where we need to be eventually. If we have time, let's go to the 7-day real quick because I think always weather when in doubt. We are going to see a little bit of what's left of Florence tomorrow, but when it originally looked like it could be a big rainer, it looks like most of it will be over southern Maine at this point. After that, isolated shower on Wednesday, partly cloudy Thursday, and then the weekend looking pretty good. It'll be in the 60s, so if you're not into the heat, it's a short-lived thing.
And fall officially arrives later on Saturday?
It's the fall back, I think, is this. I'd actually have to look it up.
Okay.
Isn't that coming up at some point?
Yes, it is. Well, I know you look.
November, though.
Well, you look outside now and it's
it
so dark out there. It feels so much
just
later
wait
than
until
it is.
it's 3:55, Lindsay.
Right, exactly. Okay. News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now. Bye, guys. Thank you for watching from all over the state.
He must have thought I was like a real slow reader. We'll have to put a little bit more in.
I know.